This episode is a TTP Stories special. Headphones recommended. Listener discretion is advised. I hate it when we have to go for these Momo family reunions. It's not like anybody even notices me there self. Mom! Do I pack a sweater? Will it be cold over there? Wherever there is.
Peter, you haven't finished packing your clothes yet, ba? What have you been doing since? No, what have you been doing since? And yes, pack a sweater. Do you need me to tell you everything? You don't know that it's Harmattan season, Abi? My friend, do quick and go and help your siblings pack their clothes, Joe.
Okay, so my parents do this thing every year. Bundle us all like carry-ons and take us along for these family reunions at some isolated location. Usually a remote area too. Dumba, you need to connect with your extended family. Yeah. Nah, thanks, I'm good. I'll pass. This year, it was really important they went. You see, Grandpa had died a couple of months back, and he left behind a really big mining company and many estates. That was what everybody was going for majorly. Because the lawyer would be there to read the will. I mean, no one was even mourning him again. I loved Grandpa. He was a good man. He always listened to me. He always listened to my ideas, you know? I miss Grandpa. And now they're all after their inheritance. Useless adults. Well, what do I know? I'm only 15.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning, Daddy.
Good morning, Daddy.
I hope you've all had breakfast. It's time to go. Annie, Sam, put on your sweaters. It's cold out. And go meet your mom in the car, okay?
Okay.
Alright, Peter, come help me. Let's put his bags in the boot.
Sure, Dad. So it was Friday morning and we were ready to leave for the reunion. This time, it was going to be in the east, at one of Grandpa's ranches. I loved it whenever we went to the east, you know, but this time will be different. It won't be just us. Everyone will be there. Even Jacob.
Alright, that's all of it. Alright, let's strap in. It's Johnny time.
Alright, guys. Has everyone put their seatbelt on? Before we move, let's say a little prayer to the Father in heaven. Father, Lord, we bless you. We worship you, Lord. We thank you for who you are. Thank you for what you've done in our lives.
A little prayer, yeah? By the time Mom was done praying, we were already 40% done with the journey. A little prayer. Well, we got there safe, and as soon as we stepped out of the car, it's already greeting season. So many relatives.
Peter, help your siblings, alright? Take these things up to your room. You remember your room, don't you?
Yes, Dad, we do. And just as we were lifting our bags, they arrived. I turned around to see Uncle Tony's 2021 Range Rover in all its glory. You see, Uncle Tony is Dad's elder twin brother. I say elder because Uncle Tony always tells Dad, "Remember, I'm your elder. I was pushed out first." Yeah. He wasn't the richest of all of Dad's brothers, but he was definitely the proudest of all four. You see, Grandpa was Dad's dad, and this reunion was just a battle of assets for the men and comparison of life's accomplishments with their wives, as usual. And these things always end in a fight, most likely started by Auntie Monica. Speaking about the devil, there she was, Auntie Monica, Uncle Tony's wife, stepping down from the car like she owned the place. She was so mean. One day she kicked my pet rabbit. She said it was staring at her. I mean, who does that? And of course, they came with their children, Jacob and Jude, the bullies. I hated them because they were so mean, just like their mom. They called us names and always made Annie cry. I always wish I was big enough to beat them up, you know? Just, Come on, Sam, Annie, let's go inside. It was Monday evening, and Grandpa's lawyer was already in the ranch. Mom and Dad and his 3 brothers and their wives were all gathered in the study with the lawyer as they prepared to read the will. My siblings and I decided to walk around the ranch. There was this lake behind the goat barns Grandpa used to always tell us about. He promised he'd take us there someday. He said sometimes at night the red lake would solidify and become like a red asphalt field that one could walk on. Like, I knew he was only telling us that to scare us not to go down there, but he always told us not to go there at night.
Hey Pete, look, it's a red lake. Yay!
Wow, it's so beautiful. Hey, can we touch the water, Pete? No, Sam, I don't think that's a good idea. Remember Grandpa told us it wasn't safe.
Remember Grandpa told us it wasn't safe. Always the scary cat, Pete.
Jacob? What are you guys doing here? Please, just leave us alone. We don't want any trouble.
Leave us alone. We don't want any trouble.
You know how you watch teenage high school movies and there's always that big guy in school that's just mean and a bully? Yeah, that's Jacob. Built like a sumo wrestler but fast on his feet. It felt like every time I had seen him in my life, he had something he was eating in his hand. He calls us poor and says that my dad is the weaker brother amongst the twins, just as I am the weaker one between him and I. I mean, it's not like I'm arguing with him. Oh. This guy just likes bullying people.
Pete, I'm scared.
Don't worry, Annie. It's fine. Just stay behind me.
Yeah, Annie, stay behind your big brother Pete. He'll save you. What will happen if I push you guys into this red pool, huh? Who will save you? Pete?
Now they began to move forward towards us, pushing us back slowly to the mouth of the lake. Annie and Sam were scared. Annie stayed behind me, and Sam, who was farther to the side, tried to run towards Annie and I. And Jacob shoved him into the lake. Sam! Pete! Help! I can't swim! Help! Okay, Annie, stay right here. I'll go get Sam, okay? I'll be right back. Stay right here. I quickly ran into the lake to help Sam get out. It wasn't too far in, but the water could still carry him because he was just 9 and not so tall. Jacob and Jude laughed as they watched me try to help my brother. They kept coming closer and closer to Annie. She was terrified at this point. She couldn't just stand there anymore. So she ran to the foot of the water to meet us. She thought it'd be better she went into the water with us than to stay with the bullies outside. Just as I reached Sam and grabbed his hand, I felt mud on him. Like he had been rolling in the mud or something.
Pete, something is wrong. I can't move my legs.
Just then, I saw that the mud spread all over Sam's body. It was like dipping a wet finger in a jar of powdered milk. You know how it gathers around your finger? That's weird.
What's happening, Pete? I can't move my arms too. I'm scared. Pete, I'm scared.
Now, I saw the mud cover Sam totally. At this point, he was like a snowman made out of mud. A mudman. Just then, I couldn't move my feet too. Oh no. I instantly remembered what Grandpa told us about the lake turning solid at night. And it was already getting dark then. It must be the water, I thought.
Pete, I'm really scared. My feet are getting sticky. Oh my god, what's this?
I turned around to find Annie standing by the water, her feet already in it. Run, Annie! Get out of the water! I couldn't move my feet up to my waist. I could feel the mud climbing up my back and stomach. Jacob and Jude saw what was happening and were terrified. I had never seen him scared in my entire life. They ran away like market thieves running from the mob. And they just left Annie there. I mean, the current had carried Mudman Sam further down the lake. As I struggled to turn my head to look at Annie, she was covered in mud too. The mud solidified and the water carried us further down the lake. Jacob and Jude ran back to the ranch and remained there. They didn't call for help or anything. They just abandoned us. Our parents must have been really terrified that night. Well, and the 2 other nights that followed. We were there in the lake for 3 days, just floating in mud cocoons. It wasn't painful or anything. It was just an emptiness. No sense of life or death. Just floating.